Alright, this is the second video. Remember, we talked about it. This is now kind of debate, should we get involved, okay? Now, the debate for involvement had been really, really big, and there's actually three sides here. I'm only actually going to talk about two. I will talk about the fight for freedom. Some people wanted the U.S. to take an active role in the war. It's pretty explanatory, right? We have the Committee to Defend America by aiding the Allies. Some wanted the U.S. to increase aid to the Allies but not get involved. And lastly, there is the America First, who some opposed any involvement in the war. Now, really and truly, it comes down to the fight for freedom and America First that I'm going to discuss. Okay, so America First Committee, they actually had an SOS, save our soldiers. And here you have a propaganda from America First, where FDR is reading something about the atrocities of the Germans, etc. And a little boy is saying, "Gee, now tell the one about Uncle Joe." Uncle Joe would be Joseph Stalin, killing so many Christians. Purges, basically saying both sides are corrupt. We do not need to get involved. Now, a major player for the America First Committee, his name was Charles Lindbergh. You remember from the 1920s? He was actually really, really close friends with Adolf Hitler, and said, we're not understanding. Again, Henry Ford is on this side. Henry Ford. And so all these different things coming into play. Now, the other side was called the Fight for Freedom Committee. And tell by their propaganda, stop them over there now before you have to stop them coming over here. Again, great propaganda, wife and children, kind of a possessed German soldier coming after them. And these are the two sides that are at war, and they're fighting. And it ultimately comes down to Congress. Congress has to decide, should we, because they're the ones who declare war, right? Should we get involved? Should we not? Congress decided to compromise and kind of go with that middle group. We're going to aid the Allies, but we're not going to get involved. So Congress will announce, through FDR's persistence, what is called the Lend-Lease Act. Now, the Lend-Lease Act, remember, the Allies don't have much money to spend. We're basically going to lend or lease materials that these people need for war. We are willing to take it 3/4 of the way there, putting ourselves in harm's way. And lastly, we're willing to help them out. Now, who do we help the most here? Naturally, we're going to help England a ton, right? Well, we do help the Russians as well, and Taiwan, which was in China, and some other places. But at this point, guys, we are no longer neutral. We have really picked a side. So a few months before we actually get involved in the war, FDR and Winston Churchill meet in the Atlantic, and they sign what is called the Atlantic Charter. Basically, it's a battle plan for if we get involved in the war. We agreed to tell England if we saw any German subs on our coast, because we share it with the Atlantic Ocean, etc. And so I really think at this point FDR knew we were going to get involved, but I really think he thinks it's coming from the Germans, because the Japan thing caught us really off guard, and we're going to see the final video about us getting involved is actually the Japanese aspect of all this, because I've left it all out since the Mudkin incident, and we'll talk about that.